Alright, we are going to complete our CHS now. So what we are doing, this is video 2 of the Diamond CHS. We are going to take this information that we've created here, the left half of the C, the left half of the H and the C, and we're going to mirror it to this side. So I've highlighted this, I've clicked mirror. I'm going to click on the center point and drag it to the top, and I'm going to erase source object, no. Alright, so that's the overall shape. We need to complete the H. I'm going to take a line from here. The width on the H is 1, so I'm going to go up half of that, 0.5, and put my ortho mode back on, 0.5, come across, come down 1, 0.0, and come across. Okay, that's the basic shape now. I'm going to create a radius circle. Well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab a circle, radius circle. I'm going to start it right here though. No, I'm looking. I'm going to start the circle. Look at this. We can't start on the edge, or we're going to have a closed C. We have to start on the outside a little bit, and I'm not exactly sure, so I'm just going to start it about here in the middle and then go. Nope. Little trial and error here. Nope. I want to do a 2-point circle. That's what I want to do. I do want to start it here, I'm sure. I think that's too small. I think we need to go about, just looking at this, about 2.25. Well, this is 1 inches. Well, that makes sense. Alright, so I put a radius dimension of 1. If we draw a 2-point circle, we're actually drawing a diameter, because we're starting at one edge and we're dragging the other edge. So the width of a circle across is called diameter. The width of a circle from center point out is called radius, so that's correct. I went a little bigger here, 2.25. And for the sake of conversation, let's just see how it looks. So I'm going to use the trim function. I'm trimming out the parts that we do not want. That doesn't look bad. I'm going to go ahead and trim a little bit more, clean up this side a little bit. The C is done. That's not trimming there because I created double lines. So I need to, I'm going to manipulate my lines a little bit, which is something you can do. Delete what you can. Now this one we want to trim, but it's not trimming for me, Mr. Coleman. Well, if it's not trimming, then you can't trim it. You have to delete it or erase it. I hear that question a lot. We are near completion. Now what we need to do is figure out this S. I'm going to use, and this is, we're eyeballing it again, I'm going to use the ellipse. Axis end. I'm going to start roughly here, take my ortho mode off, create a little bit of an angle. I'm running to maybe here. Now I need to slide this over so my loop is not closed. So I highlight it, and I'm just going to, oops, it didn't go enough. Highlight it, click move. About right there. I'm going to do this again. On this side, I'm going to look at my S for a second. Starting about at the center line and running this way. About that long. I'm going to click it, hit move. We're creating a S. That's an unusual S, very hard to dimension, and we're just kind of feeling our way through it. So I click that, click that, click that, trimming it up, trimming it up, trimming it up. Hey, Diamond CHS. Alright, quickly we're going to color it. We're going to, let's change the line weights. Let's highlight everything. Come down here, show hide line weights. If you do not have this displayed on your lower ribbon, where are we at? Click these three customization lines which represent customization. Come up here, make sure line weight is checked. It is. I'm going to highlight this, and then you make sure it's blue. That means it's turned on. Come up to line weight. We're going to change this to a pretty heavy line weight. I'm going to look at, see how the line weight's changing as I do this. I'm going to look at 0.35. Hit enter. That's pretty good. And then escape. Now I'm going to hatch for color. I'm going to hatch. This is the hatch symbol. Left click it. We want solid. We want to pick red. Hover over the area, left click. When you start hatching, the computer's working real hard. See, it bogs down a little bit. This may not be the exact same color. It looks a little different than the other side, but, and then I hit enter to lock it. Now, here's what I did. I changed my line weights on my center lines. I don't want them heavy like that. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to go to 0, on the millimeters. For some reason this is still weighted. I'm going to just hit delete. Oh, I see. I drew a line over and I hit delete. Now, in order to finish, we always add a few dimensions. So I'm going to add a dimension from this point to this point. And it reads 13 as it should. I'm going to dimension from this point to this point. 12.5 as it should. And there we have a completed Diamond CHS.